My name is Meera and I am 49 years old. For most of my life, I worked as a housekeeper, moving from one family to another, cleaning their homes as if they were my own. Some houses were small, some grand, but only one ever felt like home. That house had yellow curtains in the drawing room that danced in the sunlight and a wooden floor that creaked like it remembered every step taken across it. It belonged to the Verma family. Their mansion stood quietly at the end of a long, tree lined street surrounded by tall iron gates and flowering bushes that bloomed in all seasons. Inside the gates, the house rose like something from a painting, large windows, white walls, and a red roof that glowed in the evening light. There were five people in that house: Mr. Rajat Verma, a well known businessman with kind but distant eyes, Mrs. Anaya Verma, his wife, beautiful and proud, with sharp features and sharp voice, their daughter Tara, just 13, quiet and always reading, their son Ruhan, 8 years old, full of mischief and laughter. And then there was Dadi, Mr. Verma's mother, who sat in the garden every morning with a cup of tea and a prayer on her lips. I joined them during the monsoon season when the garden was lush and the sky was always grey. They needed someone full time, someone they could trust. I needed a place to stay, and the room above the kitchen, though small, felt like a gift. It had a narrow bed, a small window that overlooked the backyard, and a shelf where I kept my few belongings. The first night I stayed there, the rain fell so hard I could not sleep, but inside I felt warm and safe. Each morning I rose before the sun, sweeping floors, ironing clothes, cutting fruit, and warming milk. Mrs. Verma was particular. She liked corners to be spotless and cushions to be fluffed just so. She never said thank you, but she noticed everything. Mr. Verma rarely spoke, but once, when I helped Dadi walk to her room, he nodded silently. That meant more than words. Tara barely looked at me, but Rohan loved to follow me around, asking questions and playing games when no one was watching. I would tell him stories from my village, and he would laugh so loudly that even Dadi would smile from her chair. I was happy there, but happiness is like dew on morning grass, beautiful but brief. One winter evening, everything changed. Mrs. Verma lost their diamond bracelet. It was not just any bracelet, it had been a gift from her mother, passed down through generations. She wore it only on special days and kept it in a red velvet box in her dresser. That night, she opened the box and found it empty. The house turned silent and tense. Doors opened and closed. Drawers were pulled. Cushions were thrown. Even the garden was searched. I stood in the hallway, my hands cold and heart racing. Then came the questions. Did you take it? Her voice was low but sharp. Her eyes searched mine, not for truth, but for guilt. I felt a chill run through me. I said no. I said I had never even touched the box. But Mrs. Verma kept stirring. Mrs. Verma came out from his study. Dadi tried to speak but was silenced. Tara looked away. Rohan stood behind the sofa, holding a toy car in his hand. I trusted you, Mrs. Verma whispered. You have been with us for over a year, but now I don't know. I opened my mouth to defend myself, but no words came out. That night, I was told to pack my things and leave. No police, no shouting, just quiet disappointment, like a door slowly closing. Dadi held my hand as I left. She slipped something into my palm, a small silver coin from her prayer room. God sees the truth, she whispered. I walked out into the cold night with the bag over my shoulder and tears I refused to cry. For days I wandered, I slept at railway station and under bridges. My money ran out quietly. People passed me like I was invisible. I was too ashamed to return to my village and too afraid to stay in the city. But fate is strange. One morning, as I sat outside a bus stop, an old friend from a previous job found me. Her name was Lata. and she worked at a small school in the city outskirts. She offered me food and later a place to stay. Come help at the school, she said. We don't have much, but we have kindness. And so I began again. I cleaned classrooms, made tea for teachers, helped children tie their shoelaces, and swept fallen leaves from the courtyard. The children called me Auntie Meera, and I started to smile again. I shared a small room with Lata. We cooked simple meals, shared stories before sleeping, and laughed in a way I had not in years. One afternoon, I was planting marigolds near the school gate when a car stopped outside. It was white and shining, too polished for this dusty place. Mrs. Verma stepped out. She looked different, tired, smaller somehow. Behind her, Rohan stood, now a little taller, still holding a toy car. I stood up slowly, wiping my hands on my sari. She walked toward me, reached into her bag, and took out the red velvet box. Inside was the diamond bracelet. We found it, she said. It was inside Tara's old school bag, under her books. She looked at me for a long time. I'm sorry, she said. I was wrong. My heart beat loudly, but I kept my face calm. I lost more than a bracelet that day, she added. I lost a good person. I looked at Rohan, who smiled shyly. Mrs. Verma asked if I would return. I said no. I had found a place where I was not just useful but valued. I had found dignity. Years passed, the school grew. I saved money. I started a small tea stall outside the school gates, serving hot tea and snacks. Children would run to the during breaks. Parents smiled at me. Lata and I still lived together. Now in a two-room flat with yellow curtains, Sometimes I think of the Verma house, the creaky floors, the cold walls, the red roof, but I do not miss it. I learned that a beautiful home can still break your heart, and a humble place full of noise and dust can heal it. Now, every morning I open my stall, boil water, add tea leaves and spices, and feel peace. Not because life is perfect, but because I know who I am. I am Meera. I am not broken. I am enough.